What if humanity was really just one big organism? Like all humans are part of one organism and we're just one organism but spread in different like parts of the world, like a layer, like a field. What if we thought about this? Because we're everywhere and we are differently everywhere. We have adapted to every part of the world as different types of humans. So what if we were just like a field? Today we're going to be talking about this concept about the possibility of us being a field, not the possibility, but the reality of us being a field, a human energy field. We have a certain level of intelligence that's amongst us. We can do certain things. We can, I don't know, we've got more intelligence than most of the organisms of all the animals and stuff. So we might be one energy field, one that has a job to do, basically. You know, like a bacteria or something, like some kind of virus. Some people say virus, but yeah. But point is, we are basically one type of being. But when we approach different parts of the world because of something called epigenetics, we adapt to that part of the world very quickly, or maybe very slowly. But definitely, it turns us into some different. It activates different genes in the gene pool, the genes that are needed to survive in that environment, and this obviously causes different manifestations of different properties of one organism that has all this DNA already inside it, ready to be activated, like a machine that says, "Oh, we're going into water, so we're going to pull out the car called Chitty Chitty Bang Bang." You know that car, the car that could fly. It could fly, go on the road normally, and get in the water as well. So maybe we're that kind of machine that every time we approach a situation, our genes help us solve the problem by just picking out the right genes for that environment and producing something that looks like a totally different type of human based on what genes are needed to survive in that area of the world or that situation in particular. It could be same area of the world but just a different situation where, like, you eat something poisonous or you do something, you're in the dark a lot. Things affect the genes. You don't have to travel far or change environment for your genes to change. Every day your DNA gets rebuilt. DNA, RNA is a constant motion. So in this situation, there's a constant chance of a change to this DNA because it's always reading, and it's reading the sense organs. So you have to be careful what kind of environment you're in. Your sense organs, your skin, your eyes, your organs, they're affecting what your DNA does. So for example, if you hear a loud noise, boom, it can trigger a change in your DNA. Just a loud light, or some subtle Wi-Fi, some everything that's happening in your body that your body can sense triggers a change in your DNA RNA reading. Your DNA will understand what to do. It will make a small change every time or a big change, depends on what it has noticed or what signal it has. So yeah, DNA RNA reading makes us different. It happens even in one family where maybe just before, 9 months before birth, something was happening in the environment. This period affects the DNA of a child. It's called epigenetics. All the things that happen before the child is born, it's called epigenetics. Even after the child is born, the DNA and RNA, they don't stop doing what they're doing, which is they constantly reproduce and adjust based on what is to be done, what the sense organs have read, the skin, the eyes, as I've said before. So I'm just saying, what if we're just one organism that, after spreading around the world, obviously we've manifested different characteristics based on what DNA was triggered or activated in that environment. And it has brought us to have even different DNA amounts, as the previous video said. Sometimes the DNA machine would like, okay, we don't need this DNA anymore, cut this off. Let's make, so what if we're just one being who has this character? Like, when the Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was going in the water, what happens? The tires, it's like you're saying, we don't need the tires anymore. Tires go in. Does that mean it's not a car? Because it cuts off the tires. So maybe we're this amphibious beings in a way that we adapt all terrain. We try to adapt. There's people now living in Africa that couldn't live in Siberia or Mongolia or the colder area. Let me just get more direct, because they don't have the same hormones. Their body doesn't react to cold the way those people react. So when people who are properly adapted to those environments, when they get in the cold, the right things happen. They get more blood flow to their skin. They might have thicker skin. They can get more heat from their skin because of the lack of melanin. Melanin cools your body. So you hear that song, "Man's Never Hot." So melanin cools your body because it blocks the radiation that causes heat. So basically, you're adapted to the hotter area because you can be in the sun, be in what people are burning. People might be burning, but you're cooler because you go like an umbrella, like a shade. But people don't know this. People just some people know this already by now, but it's like an umbrella melanin it reflects the heat, so it protects your body from overheating. Plus, if you're from that area of the world, Africa, or hot area of the world, you will notice you sweat more because sweating reduces your temperature. So while you're in the sun, you'll sweat more. I've noticed that a lot of people that are not from that area, they don't sweat as much as Africans do. So it's like a thing, sweating out to make sure that you're cool. So there's more lymphatic movement, basically. So you're cool. You're moving all the heat out of your body through liquids, and so drink more water. There's more water in the air as well. Maybe more moisture in that area. So if you move to an area less moisture, things can change in your body to adapt to that lack of moisture. What else? So yeah, the system that I'm trying to explain that has helped me understand maybe the concept of why humans, we need to start seeing things this way, because most people now you look on the street, they are fighting each other based on what color is the skin, whose hair is a straight one, and all this kind of stuff. But there's a low level of understand. When you don't understand things properly, you always come up with those kind of conclusions to suit you. I mean, you could do competitions. I don't mind. That's another thing as well. There's differences like speed. There's some people fast twitch muscles are it's not proportional. So there's faster. Black people are actually faster, like scientifically proven to be faster. Yeah, because they have their muscle works different. Most of them have fast twitch muscles, which as it says, twitch faster. So it's not about signals. Signals go from the brain to the body, but the body has a nervous system, has to react to a certain speed as well, and it needs a type of system for it to work faster. And those are I found more in African people of African origin, or people from Africa, and so I won't go talking about all the differences between black, white, Asian. I'm trying to explain a concept, which is we're all part of an organism that changes when it has to. Instead of you thinking you're a genius, you're not a genius. There's also mental differences as well. People that, if you think about it, in your society, there's rich and there's poor. So people that have been, you have people that have been not having a lot of food, vegetation, not scarcely vegetated areas. They might be more into, saving, and so it's people don't see it that way. They'll say, "Oh, this guy spend a lot. This guy don't spend a lot." But if you look at the area where they are adapted to how much food can grow there. So it's all in the system where your body is adapting. Your brain can even change. So you can, people who save more, they are found in certain areas of the world. Just do your mathematics, you find out. There are more people saving, more careful, like, oh, what are you going to eat? How many children? We can't have too many children, there's no food. But if you're from an area where food is just coming from the air, naturally, I mean, a natural environment where there's food, there's more food, you find out that those people are more likely to be less, what do you call it, careful with resources. It's all adaptational settings. I know that looks funny, but it's actually a fact. You can find it in your local environment where there is 2, 3 families. One is rich, one middle class, one is poor. You see that the ones who have less are more careful with their resources. It's just nature. So yeah, so you can get adapted to your environment in that way, where if you're not finding 100 cows running, you might think, oh, you need to get ready for 1 cow per year. And so things change in your body, your brain changes, you're more careful, so, so there are different kind of there's mental changes, there's mental differences, there's physical differences, there's lots of social life, obviously it's different in many places. But all this, I think, is based on what we have to do in a certain environment, how we have to survive in a certain environment, what has been the survival practice, or what works, and who survives. So if your genes don't let you survive, you die off, basically. What I mean is, if you've moved to the cold area and your body couldn't take that cold, obviously you get sick and die. If you move to a hotter area and you're from a hot, cold place, you might get sick, and it's all this is very normal. People get change environment, they get sick. Even people that fly around a lot, they know what I mean. You can just travel, come to a new place, whether you drink water or not, it's just the air or something. It doesn't work for your body, it can make you ill, so my main point is this is a look, this is a view that you have to have when you're looking at racist or racism in a way where you're thinking, what is this person, now I think, like, where is this person adapted to, what kind of I've been thinking like this for a while, so it's not like I'm saying it's going to happen to you immediately. Well, I can look at someone, I can look at the curliness of their hair, how the color of their skin, the shade of their skin, the shape of their nose, lips, their height, and I can tell maybe this person might be adapted somewhere. Obviously some people might be fatter, taller, but those facial phenotypes are really like built for this. These phenotypes are really about because the face is always outside the body, so there's more difference in the phenotypes. The face is always facing the environment. When we go out, we cover most of our bodies, most people. If you're walking around, those point is the face is always the main phenotype is the head, because the head is sticking out, so it's like a little ID card. So what I'm saying is the differences can mainly be found in the phenotypes, the eye shapes, the nose shape, lip shape, even people, I think there's more head shape, skin color, hair curliness. All these differences are based on where these people are most adapted to. Now people are going to say, does this mean these people should... It doesn't mean anything. I didn't say anything but what I just said, which is you're most likely adapted to where your features show you that you're adapted to. So and you can see it in different people. You can say this person is a mixed race, mixed two races. They can fare well in these two environments. They have genes inside them that are already, like, mixed race kids, They'll be surprised. They'll be in UK or they'll be in Europe. They'll be light skinned. By the time they go visit Africa, they come back. They are dark skinned. What happened? What happened happens to a lot of people inside Africa as well. So because you have melanocytes inside you. You know, maybe if you're half black and half white, you have melanocytes inside you that maybe one of your parents don't have. And while you're living in this country like UK or Europe, your melanocytes might not get triggered as much as they need to be to show your dark side. Dark side. So when you go into the sun, like you go to a hot place, Africa or Asia, you get that constant sunlight. Your skin naturally starts producing more melanin because it activates the melanocytes in your skin, which they've always been there, ready to produce such pigmentation. But not everybody's melanocytes their DNA has not made those melanocytes active for adaptational reasons. So even when they get in the sun, they won't produce melanin. So this is because they are not originally adapted to a sunny environment, like a really sunny environment. So they're not really built for it. Same thing, cold as well. People don't know it, but people from colder regions are better equipped or adapted to deal with the cold. They have thicker skin, blood flows to their skin more, keep them warm. Other things is straight hair. Straight hair grows in a way that it sticks. It comes to, like, if you don't wash it, obviously washing everyday stuff. If you don't wash the straight hair, it sticks together to form like a hat. Like it's just like a little hoodie. Get me? So it will go down. It's like a hoodie because it will go cover your head, cover your face, cover your ears, cover your neck, cover your spine, and you'll be warm. So it's an adaptation. So people were, when they started, they were living in hotter areas. Humans, they had curly hair. Curly hair, why? Because curly hair that pushes up. If you're in a hot area, the sun, the heat of your body goes up. If your hair is sliding down straight, your heat rate, your system is not working. But it'll be too hot basically for you because your hair is not letting the heat out. But if your hair is curly, all those small holes in your hair, they let the heat out of your head from the top, and they don't cover. The hair doesn't fall to your neck, it goes up because that's the adaptation to that environment. Your hair goes up because it gives you more cooling if it's away from your neck. So if there's any hair, you see it's just around here for protection, maybe impact or something. But it does, even some areas that are really hot. If you go to Sudan and stuff, you hardly see a person with really long hair. Or what you see, some of the curliest hair in the world. You can even have a long, like curly or don't even grow it. Some people have really spotted heads with really small amount of hair because they adapted to really hot places. You don't need hair in your head. You don't need hair. Maybe you need some kind of different type of hair that's still works like a follicle or whatever you need hair for, but it doesn't grow to protect your body from the weather or make you hotter. Hair doesn't make you cooler. So what I'm trying to say is that there's different features. I can go on and on. What else? I spoke about this in a book I wrote several years ago. The eyes as well, different colored eyes, the fat bags in front of the eyes to keep you warm. Like Asians have this fat in front of their eyes. It's because the place the place that they adapted to is so cold that what do they call it? The fat is to protect the eyeballs from freezing. If you look at the entire face, it's basically nothing that can be destroyed so easily by cold except the eyes. If you have just a layer of skin in between the eyes and that weather, you definitely have problem with your eyes. So obviously even the eye slits, it gets smaller. You see they have smaller because it's like, listen, we just want to see. We don't want this cold inside the eyes. So yeah, those are adaptational features. You're wondering if Asians are more adapted to the colder weather than Europeans. By far. They have they have straighter hair by far. They have longer, faster growing hair. They're usually shorter, which because when you're in the cold, better for you to be short, so you get less of that cold weather. You're on the floor. Fatter, shorter, fatter. Most South Americans are like same Asians, kind of, because they don't know about the basically. I mean, the real South Americans, they're like not. I don't know how to explain, but yeah, maybe I'll make another video on that. But Asians, they're usually short and not fat, but they usually have the propensity to get fat. They like built for that. That is your build. Don't try to fight it and do like you're built to have a protection from cold. Your face is rounder. Your eyes get smaller because you can't really have it open in that weather. It'll destroy your eyes. The level of cold. So basically, yeah, I was just explaining this video because of AI. AI, they will talk. They don't really explain properly. So. So I was saying, yeah, this system, this theory where we are all one being, but we are adapted to different parts of the world, and this has made us have different features to survive in that part of the world. And just like, if you take a look at the bigger picture, just like cells, cells, tissues, organs and systems and entire body, we're like this. I believe that a family is like a cell, is like a family, a tissue is like a community, an organ like a city, so we're like part of a bigger body. We have a function to play on a smaller role, but we also belong to a very big organism, the human organism. And most things about us are the same, but we've obviously changed to adapt to different parts of the world, basically. Tough. So yeah, that brought me to just try and name this theory, the human energy field theory. Why do I say energy field? Because most of us, we're all energy. We are energy, basically. See people, they're saying, for example, we react to what's happening around us. We're like a field, like energy field. We react to what's happening around us. For example, people that are around Palestine today, they are reacting to what's happening around there because we are alive, like we're field. So something happened, impact, we react, it's a field. So if you see there's a field, something happens in the field, there's always a symptoms of impact. There's reaction, basically action, reaction. Dead things don't react. Everything can react, but I'm saying livelier you are, the more you react, your reaction is outward. So I'm saying we're a field, and we react based on what is around us. Palestine, I give you that example to show you what I mean, which is like those people around there, they're adapted to what's happening around that place. So you don't see them having time to go for a coffee. You want to call them a different race because they're busy trying to do something that's very important at that time. They are not in the environment that we're in. I'm giving you a simple example of environment and people and how people adapt. This is just social, politically, economically. There is a problem. So now we're traveling through the world. We experience cold weather. This is not normal human weather, but the human is, as I said, a very dynamic organism. So we adapt to that weather. We lose some melanin, straighten our hair, big nose, sharpen make it straighter. This is also the nose being slimmer is to warm the air as it goes into the body. If you're from like hotter places, you don't need that function because you need the air as cool as possible. So you can see what I meant by adapting. Immediately could be in the sense where we are talking about people changing their behavior outwardly or nature adjusting their codes internally. It's all a field. We are a field. We react. We react fast or we react slow. If you see a big something like a car coming your way, you wanted to cross the road, but now it's too close. You react to it. You go back. So it's basically the same thing on the DNA level, where if something happens, the DNA also reacts. Like if this means we have to straighten the hair, we will straighten the hair. If it means we have to lighten the skin, we will lighten the skin, but we will survive here. So people now, like in Palestine, for example, there are people that still live there. There's people who have problems that people don't have in the world. It's not just Palestine. I'm giving an international example. Obviously, in Nigeria as well, they've got 7,000 Christians killed this year alone. So those, I know Christians in Nigeria that's not living close to that environment, and they're not reacting like it affects them. So this is what I mean by we'll react differently. Our DNA as well will react like people. They'll react differently depending on the proximity to the change, to the difference in the environment. People and DNA, they react to it. So yeah, that's the theory that I have, which is, I think it's not a new theory. I just want to put this out there because some people ask me, so what's my final opinion on race? It's complicated because it's not what people want to hear, because they've seen my previous video and they thought, oh, this guy, you're a racist, or no. I told you I'm not racist. I'm like a super racist, which is the good guys, which is we study race and we find out where the problems are, where the ignorances are, help people to understand it better so they can live their lives, continue your life in this beautiful world, enjoy your time, don't think rubbish thoughts that waste your time. The sooner you get to a video like this and you are taking what I just said and use it for your daily, thoughts, because I live in an international city, London, so there's loads of international people. You have to deal with topics like this. It's not a place where like you can live alone. Only your people there. Is one race, one culture. We are the people. We, everything, everybody. Oh, my uncle knows your brother. It's just different. It's like there's a lot of people from different places, and you will ask this question: what is this difference? Why is everybody different? If you live in a place where there's not a lot of different, like, people are not too different, you might forget to ask this question soon enough. You got a lot of things happening in your world, in your life, in your environment. Even me making this video, it's a reaction to my environment, as I said, so me making this video is a reaction to the fact that when I lived in Nigeria, I didn't think about this thought. I was just thinking, like, what am I doing today? Like, this world, let me go, let's go. Simple life. But then what I'm saying is that it depends on your environment. We react. Sometimes we experience physical changes because we are a field. Sometimes we experience mental changes, emotional, it's a field. That's why people cry, they laugh, they experience something, and this causes a reaction. So we have to start thinking of the human as a field in general. Just what I'm saying, the reaction process, action, reaction, causes different. You might see one person laughing next to another person crying. They are in different emotional environments, so the outcome is different. One laughs, one cries. We went to different physical environments. Some came out white, some came out Asian, some came out black. What I'm trying to say to you is that this concept is what you have to use when you think about race. Reaction, action, environment. So you take your mind from your cartoon stories they told you, oh, this one, that one, because I'm not saying I'm the rightest, but maybe the next concept better than this. For now, I think it's one of the simplest ways to see it. I'm making this video because there's kids out here that don't even know what's happening. Like, they're like, who am I? What? They had one joke, and that joke is just too hard. But hopefully you find this video and you turn that story around, because I know a lot of people from all races who have problems being their own race because of what they heard or somebody said something. We are all one being that has adapted to different environments to survive. That's what has happened. Thank you, everybody. Hope you have a lovely day.